Coolio here, just starting my Benton MacKaye Thru hike. I'm at the trailhead marker. There's about a 3/4 mile hike that shares a trail with the Appalachian Trail to get to the approach and the trailhead for the Benton MacKaye Trail. And it's April 5th. It is about maybe 45 degrees. It's sunny and beautiful. And this is by far my favorite time of year to hike. And by the time I'm done with this through hike, I'm sure there's going to be leaves on the trees. So this is a little bit before 9 a.m. We'll see how many miles we get in today. I'm already digging this trail. There is a steady line of people on their way up to Springer Mountain to start through hikes and section hikes, and there's nobody on this trail. Well, this is the first real beautiful view on the Benton MacKaye Trail. The trail's been great so far. It's called Owens Overlook. It's about mile 1.5. Made it to Three Forks. What an awesome spot. Beautiful day. This is one of my favorite spots on the AT and the BMT. I love coming here. About 7.5 miles, 8 miles in for the day at Long Creek Falls. And what a beautiful spot. Just old growth hemlock forest. Really just beautiful. Woo! Just climbing into the bald. What a cool area. This is the swinging bridge going over the Coolio River. Well, this is my camp spot for day one. It's a terrible spot. I'm right along the Coolio River. It's just awesome. Listen to the river in the background. This is my camp. And I kind of pulled off a little early, but hey, I wanted to enjoy this. Morning, day 2 of my Benton MacKaye through hike. Camped along the Coolio River last night. Got out of camp a little after 8. Down to the mid 40s last night. Really super comfortable. And looks like another beautiful day. Is the Benton MacKaye Trail. Get a perception here of how steep it is. It's a lot of super uphill climbs. Man, it's taken a while for my legs to adjust to this. I'm sure they will eventually, but geez, straight up and then straight down. Just hitting Skeena Gap. mountain. It's day 3 of my hike. I spent the night last night at Tipton Mountain. Had to carry water up and not too far. There's a spring before the mountaintop, and hung out with and camped with some former AT Thru hikers. Had a great time reminiscing and having a campfire. Really pretty spot on top of Tipton Mountain. And headed to Indian Rock Shelter today, about 20 miles. Yesterday I think I did about 18 miles. It was very, very warm. Hopefully today it'll be a little cooler, but I don't think so because it was pretty warm last night. Anyways, out for now. Climbing into the Brawley Mountain Fire Tower. Wow. Good 360 view here. There's Tipton or Tifton Mountain. Popped out onto, I think it's called Shallowford Bridge Road. Toccoa River in the background. Man, it is. This little valley here is probably 15 degrees cooler than the ridge tops up high. Sure nice to have this river water rushing by us right now. Anyway, beautiful day again. I don't think I'm going to be this lucky the entire hike, but I'm going to take it while I get it. Next is the Shallowford Bridge. Just leaving the Iron Bridge Cafe. Unfortunately, the grill was down. I'm sure it'll be going soon again. They're still food and they're still open, so that's cool. Anyways, on for a long road walk. I made it to Fall Creek Falls. As you can see, it's very crowded around here. Strange to see people, but it's good. Beautiful spot. Just came off Rocky Mountain and headed towards Laurel Creek and came into this beautiful opening. I made it to the Indian Rock Shelter, had dinner. It was a really good day. It was 20 something miles and they were very hard. There were some road walks on it as well too. All in all, on track with where I thought I would be. Been a rainy day so far, and pretty happy that it has cooled down. It was miserable yesterday going up the really steep hillsides and just rocky areas that were really radiating a lot of heat. I'm going to be stopping somewhere after the junction of the Benton MacKaye Trail and the Pinhoti Trail. It's like we're in for another rainstorm again. Key difference between the BMT and the Appalachian Trail. Lots of small river crossings without a bridge. A lot of rock hopping. I'm at the junction of the northern terminus of the Pinhoti Trail, and the BMT where they join. Looks like there's some kind of an equestrian trail that goes down there, whatever it is, AR Georgia is. But been following lots of horse tracks as well too. I knew the fun would be over soon. That's what I'm returning to. Steep stuff. Anyways, Coolio up. Just going across Mill Branch. Doesn't supposed to be some campsites around here. Doesn't look like much. Maybe a little overgrown over there. I'm keeping on to Peter Cove Branch. Well, I spent the night last night at Bear Den Gap area. They said there was a place to tent near there. I couldn't find anything. I was getting really frustrated. I was just going to keep hiking on until I found something. And I came across, just past Bear Den Gap, a little hill. And it's kind of like in a bunch of white pines. And there's a group of like 7 men who were hiking buddies, and they were scoutmasters. And they cleared a lot of the limbs that were on the ground off, and we had probably the most awesome camp spot right underneath the white pines just north of Bear Den Gap. And then there's a trail intersection, I forgot the name, Jack's River, I think. If you just go down from the little hill above Bear Den Gap where the big white pines are, there's a really good water source. Anyways, it was an awesome spot. They're really cool guys. It's really nice of them to let me camp in the same area, and had a great night's sleep. And it's a beautiful Friday morning. It was supposed to be raining today, but the weather forecast changed, and it's gonna be pretty cool and sunny, so I'm excited. Well, really cruising now. It's interesting, after kind of like just before you get to I guess it's US 76 near Cherry Log, and on the trail's a little less rugged, and there's some really good shots to really cruise, even uphill. It follows a lot of these old either Forest Service or logging trails, which I'm greatly appreciating. So I'm actually able to pick my miles up pretty substantially. Just completed Hemp Top, or just coming off Hemp Top Mountain, and it's called Big Frog Mountain. It's like 4,300 feet or so. Making great progress today. I'm really liking these trails. This is what it's like. Getting close to the Georgia-Tennessee line. Georgia's sending us off with one last section of awesomeness. Beautiful white pine forest. I love walking on this, it's so soft. Anyways, next up, State Line. On to Tennessee on the BMT. What a beautiful spot, Double Springs Gap. On the summit of Big Frog Mountain. Really nice view. Camera doesn't do it justice. Like a good 360 view here from the peak. A bunch of campsites up here too, and a spring down below that looks like it could be spotty at times during the year. That was a rough climb. It was just back to early Georgia, straight up and straight down, and the trail isn't marked very well. This is a side trail to the summit, but pay attention when you're up here. It's the hike off Big Frog Mountain, and you may be able to make out the Smokies way back here. It's kind of where we're going. They're living up to their name. I'm on a big descent, like 6 or 7 miles straight downhill. It's pretty nice after probably, I don't know, 3,500, 4,000 feet of vertical. This morning, I'm giving up everything I gained. Anyways, beautiful views. There's my next river crossing. Made it to the Oconee River and the Thunder Rock campground. Wow, look at that water go. Day 6, starting my climb up Little Frog Mountain. Spent the night last night in the Copper Hill Motel. Really great people. Kind of getting a later start to it. I'm headed to Reliance. Okay, into a wet Little Frog wilderness we go. I'm actually about a third of my climb up to the top of Little Frog Mountain at this point in time, in a steady rain. Does anything seem slightly odd about this? Hang gliders? That's the first time I've seen that sign. Well, at the top of Little Frog Mountain, in quite a little squall here. I don't know if you can hear the wind going or not, but it's whistling through these trees. And pretty driving rainstorm. Anyways, hopefully on my way down real soon. This canyon and the BMT is absolutely insane. I think this is called, again, Lost Creek. I've not seen this on a single other BMT video. I know I'm on the trail. It is unbelievable. Some more beautiful falls and rapids along Lost Creek. One thing definitely different from the Benton MacKaye Trail is that you got to do a lot of river crossings. On the AT there'd be a bridge for that, but oh well. Kind of makes it fun and different, and it definitely has a different feel to it. Yep, another water crossing on the BMT. There's the Hiawassee River. That long west.
Day 6, it's a wrap. Did about 19 miles today in 6 hours, and wrapping it up with a big bonfire at my campsite at Reliance Fish and Tackle or whatever. Really nice people, and great night. I'm like the only person in this campground, but they bent over backwards for me. Walked in at like 3 minutes to 7, and the owner cooked me dinner and sent me on my way. Really welcome sight, and Good night.
Coming out of Reliance, this is kind of like what the trail looks like. It's pretty flat along a river. I'm headed somewhere past Unicoi Gap, hiking along the cliff faces of the Hiawassee River, starting to climb out of the flat area. These are the cliffs above the Hiawassee River. You can see the Hiawassee goes up into the mountains there. I guess I'm going to be following that area. Coker Creek, I think, is right over here, which is where I'm headed for lunch. It has to be like a mile straight of this on this ridgeline I've been going over, seeing these spots that are all dug up. Hiking back up to Unicoi Gap. Ran across this Augusta Hot Shots. It's looks like the Forest Service is doing a controlled burn up here. We'll see how it plays into what I'm doing. Anyways, it's like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're gonna get when you're hiking on that BMT. This is the old chimney. I think that's what the little area is called here. It's kind of a peak. Climbed up to well over 3,000 feet now. It's amazing. You can see that spring is just getting here. Down in my house in Georgia, the leaves are full out, and I guess I get to really live another spring. The benefit is just the views you get through the trees at this time of year. Just very spectacular. Kind of humped over to the north side of the mountain. Seems like the fire danger that we had back there has passed. Everything seems a little moister over here. The other side is just dry as a bone. I hope they get a nice rain soon. In general, really good hike. It's these old logging trails that you're hiking on. Although they get real steep, it's a breeze to hike on compared to those rough hills in Georgia. Got a whole hillside of wild trillium as far as you can see. It's absolutely beautiful. Coming down off Cantrell Top. Hello, North Carolina. Actually, I've been in North Carolina for a little while, but I finally found something that said state line. Last state, and almost halfway there. Woo! Made it to the top of Hazelnut Knob. Another 1,200, 1,300 foot climb. It's like my fifth of the day, it seems like. Beautiful views up here. Again, one of the benefits of hiking this time of year. I think I came from over there and then around there. And I'm headed off in that direction right there. My guess is the Tellico River goes right up against those big mountains, which is we'll be hiking over to. Made it to the top of Rocky Top, and man, I am got about 20 miles in for the day, and there's been so much vertigo, my legs are cooked. Guess I'm gonna camp somewhere on the backside of Rocky Top. Looks like there's a campsite about halfway down before you get to Sugar Mountain and the waterfalls, and I'm going to camp there, and there's some water along the way. Out for now. And you know, they said there's no view up here when I read all the guidebooks and stuff, but pretty nice view without these leaves. Out for now.
I spent my night kind of on the backside, north side of Rocky Top last night, and I kind of made my own campsite. The campsite that was supposed to be here was just covered with sticks. Today I'm hiking to Topico Lodge. It's going to be a long hike, and there's probably about 5,000 feet of vertical climb, so we'll see how that goes, and better get there because I've got a reservation. So far, I would say from really the Unicoi Gap area, or before that, Highway 68, I think it's called, to here, it's been pretty rough, and there was a massive amount of vertical. I was bushed yesterday. I really wanted to make it to the Tellico River, but it was getting kind of late, and you know what? You got to enjoy yourself when you're doing this. My legs are just gone, and after all that climbing.
Morning, it's day 9. I'm headed over Wig Meadow today, and so far I have only run into one hiker in probably the last 60 miles. There was a guy hiking the Continental Divide Trail. Other than that, nobody. So it's certainly more primitive out here on the BMT. You almost sometimes have to make your own campsite, etc. But that adds to the fun of things. I think I've got probably at least 5,000 vertical feet of climbing today. It's gonna be a big day. Day 9, starting the big climb up to Wig Meadow. It looks like about maybe 3,000 vertical feet over about 5-ish, 6-ish miles. Walking along the Tellico River right here. Just went across the bridge. Beautiful day. it's definitely worth the climb to Wig Meadow. Kind of feels a little bit like Max Patch Bald. There's all the rain coming right at me. And just this beautiful 360 view. And it's actually not on the trail. You gotta hike up here, but it's worth doing it. Bye for now. Day 10, climbing out of the Topeka Lodge. Trail goes right through the lodge. Spent the night there last night. I got a chance to take a shower, get something to eat. Trail just goes straight up. Yes, this is supposed to be one of the major hiking trails right here. I mean, it is so grown over, blown downs, you name it. I'm within, I don't know, 5 miles of Fontana Dam. This is literally what the terrain is like. I did see somebody today, somebody turkey hunting, so hey, you're not always alone here on the BMT. Wow, what a spectacular view. I think one of those over there is Choa Bald. I think that's it right there. At the old fire tower. This is called Lookout Rock. I'm at way back there. Springman's down. Just barely see the top of it. Fontana Dam. And over here, I think this is where the trail goes. You kind of climb up. I think it's Rocky Top over there in Thunder Head. So there's kind of like the high country, Smoky Mountain National Park. Descending really quickly, very steeply down into Fontana Village, and on this north side of the mountain, spring has sprung as you're heading lower elevations, and it's a lot wetter. Just these gigantic, beautiful, lush forests with ferns out, flowers, etc. Absolutely beautiful. Today's day 11. Point 1, we're gonna call it, I guess. I couldn't get permits to where I needed to go to in Smoky Mountain National Park, so I'm actually gonna have to get off the trail at Fontana Dam, where my wife's gonna pick me up. Spent the night last night at Fontana Village, and what a cool place. They treat hikers extremely well. The BMT goes right up next to Fontana Village here, and I grabbed a sandwich and a couple of beers and met a bunch of AT Thru hikers, and they said they were all didn't know where to stay because the Fontana Hilton shelter was completely packed with people, like a major hiker bubble. And geez, it was like $89 or $99 to spend the night here. And what a cool place. Highly recommend it. Look what we have here, the Appalachian Trail crossing the BMT. Actually merging, and we're headed down to Fontana, I think it's the marina, the road, onto the Fontana Hilton shelter, they call it, and then the Fontana Dam. Made it past the marina, hiking along Lake Fontana. Appalachian Trail / BMT kind of just skirts it right up till you get to the dam. Finishing my BMT hike. I didn't have permits last time, so I had to turn around, so I'm back 2 weeks later. There's the Nantahala River below and Fontana Dam and Lake Fontana right there. Anyways, I'm going to be hiking for the next 4.25 days, Smoky Mountain National Park, which should put me at a little over 15 days to do the entire BMT. It's been a great journey, and the next 5 days are supposed to be beautiful in the mid 70s and mid 50s at night. Well, got my first rattler here on the BMT. I almost stepped on him. Fun. Gotta get him off the trail, so this will be fun. Coming down the hill to the Calhoun House, which is a old abandoned farmhouse, still standing. Not sure whether there's a ranger. There's our ranger station there, but just a really beautiful little creek. And I'm gonna sit up on that porch right there, filter some water. And take a 5-minute break. Wow, how beautiful is this?
It's definitely a fitting end to my first full day in the Smokies. We're at campsite 77. Looking forward to a great night's sleep.
Morning, day 12 of my Benton MacKaye Thru hike. I should say Benton MacKaye Thru hike, and day 2 in the Smokies. Spent last night at campsite number 77 and headed either to Ripon Creek or Mill Branch, I think it's called. Just hiking along this pretty stream here now. It's really nice last night, had a good fire going, and it was down into the mid 50s. Great start to the day today. More of my hike along Lake Fontana. Crap. Great big bear went right in front of me here. As soon as it saw me, it bolted. You can hear it back there or not. Dang. I was just a second late getting my camera out. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Maybe you're right there. Hiking through some mountain laurel tunnels. Beautiful. Both sides of the trail. Gigantic mountain laurels everywhere. tunnel to nowhere. I think it's going somewhere. It's getting me closer to the end of the BMT. It's really cool though. Woo! Going over the bridge on Nolan Creek. This is almost impossible to find off of the little road walk. You actually literally have to go right along the pillar of the bridge, and it's straight down, and seems like it's not even a trail, but it is. Starting out day 3, going across this cool bridge. Stayed last night in, it's called Mill Creek Camp. It's a horse camp, really cool spot. A couple guys from South Carolina that were up here fishing gave me a shot of their apple pie moonshine and coffee this morning, and Bob and John are cool guys. Anyways, here we go. Well, we've got another one of these cool wobbly bridges. I'm getting a little spoiled. Other parts of the BMT probably have us crossing this, things like Nolan Creek, without a bridge. Wow, look at that view. Fun. I guess since this is Smoky Mountain National Park, things are a little better taken care of. It's also a horse trail, and they've got a horse crossing right there. A lot of these are dual purpose for both hikers and for horse riders. And almost all the camps up here actually have places to tie the horses up at night. So it looks like a lot of people do like backcountry backpack or horse packing back here. Well, I spoke too soon. Looks like I'm fording this one. Whew, this looks like cold water too. I just spoke that there are so many bridges here, and there are, but I'm having to get my feet wet, so here it goes. This is actually where I had a reservation for last night. It would have been cool to stay here. Looks like a good campsite, Upper Ripon. 3 guys are up here with their horses. So I would pop in and see what it looked like. Well, this is like my 4th river crossing, fording. Note to self, don't jinx yourself about the bridges thing, because after I mentioned that, I've had 4 river crossings. I bet I've got a few more to come. Sound of the morning on the BMT. Absolutely beautiful in here. Other than having my feet wet all the time. Well, I made it to the top of the Nolan Creek Trail and headed back down towards something bald, which is my next big climb. It's about 9:30, made a really good time. I can't believe I'm up here so quickly. Something seems wrong. Anyways, I made it. Wow, this is incredible. I think this is called Deep Creek. Just incredible. Hey, after 8 straight stream crossings where I had to ford, finally I have a log bridge. What a great spot. This would be great trout fishing. Well, I just hit mile 250. Woohoo! I've got about 39 miles left to go on the BMT and about 9 miles, 8 miles to my campsite. About, I think about 3 more miles to the top of Newton Bald, and then from there it's just all downhill. So it'll probably take me, I'll be flying downhill. So actually, 22 miles and be done by 4 probably, 4-ish, 4:30, not bad. Wild pig right in front of me. You hear it go down. Had a couple piglets with it too. Day 14. Spent last night at the Smoke Mount campground. Looked like a nice campground. In retrospect, I wish I just hiked up the trail a little further to one of the campsites. I just kind of enjoy that better. It's not that it's a bad place. Just everything seemed like it's a little more of a hassle. It's a beautiful morning. I guess yesterday I could feel it coming down the mountain. It got up to about 90 degrees. Super hot day for up here. It's probably in the 50s right now. It feels great. I am headed up to the Laurel shelter tonight. It's about 19 miles with a ton of big uphill climbs. And then tomorrow's gonna be my last day on the trail. What a bummer. I've got about 12 miles tomorrow. It's gonna be all flat and then downhill from there. So adios for now. Top of Hughes Divide. Wow, that was a gut buster getting up here. Started out at about 7:20 this morning. Got up here about 9, and so I really hoofed it up the mountain, 5.1 miles, and about 2,500 vertical feet. I was listening to some good music and just grooving along. In the future, I got to tell myself, what have I done by 9 o'clock in the morning? Today, I hiked 5.1 miles and 2,700 vertical feet. Smoking down this hill. So beautiful running into this spruce forest. Huge spruce trees here on the north side of the mountain. This is an awesome spot. It's actually a campsite. That was where it was. In this canyon. I think this might be good trout fishing. There's a swimming hole here. The campsite is back there. It goes over this little trestle. That's really cool. Last climb, big climb of the BMT, up to the top of Mount Sterling. I'm gonna miss this trail. It just passed above 5,500 feet. I think I have to go to about 5,900 feet to get into the top of the ridge, which descends down a little bit, a couple hundred feet into the Laurel shelter. This is so cool. It's got to be in the low 60s up here right now. That feels awesome after being so hot down below. Just all spruce trees up here. And bear poop. Morning, 6:45. Final day on the BMT. I'm in the Mount Sterling Highlands. We're up around 6,000 feet or so, and spent last night in the, I think it's called Laurel Ridge Shelter. Hit the trail about 7:45, and got a flat 5-mile stretch. Apparently it's a lot like what we're seeing right now to Mount Sterling. There's a little teeny climb there, and then it's straight down to the end. Morning in the Sterling Mountain Highlands, going through this spruce forest. Absolutely beautiful. Hoping to get some good views here. You can get some good views through the tree, but not through the with a camera. Some pretty panoramic views. They just don't seem to be working out with the camera. So hopefully I'll get some good ones.
Action.
Woo! Mount Sterling! Epic view from the Mount Sterling Fire Tower. The photos are not going to do it justice. One mile left on the BMT. It's been a great journey. End of the BMT. Not yet. Not yet. What a journey.